I'm excited. Thank you.
Okay. Hello everyone! Welcome to our channel. We're T3 by the Sea, and today on Taco Tuesday we are going to be making some gorditas. Right? Is that how you say it?
Gordita.
Gorditas. And so I found this video on YouTube. I will link it. Well, it's a short. I will link it down below. But we are going to start off by making some of the gordita. And Bruce got us some masa, so let's get into it.
Hello YouTube, welcome to another episode of T3 by the Sea. Coming at you with another Taco Tuesday, baby. So yeah, today my wife, my lovely wife, she created our tacos slash chalupas.
Gorditas.
Oh, gorditas.
Hopefully I made it right.
Lo siento. But yeah, go ahead. I'll let the chef break it down.
Well, there's not much to it. Hopefully I made the gordita part correctly. I had Bruce get the masa and I was hopefully I have the right flour.
It looks equal.
But yeah, it wasn't too bad. It was pretty simple, and then just used the ground beef. And yeah, so this is all we got, and I'm really hungry, so let's
okay, talut. Tamaivan formala fena ko me tavan foftu kuma kiti matul formala ke ni mana entertainment kon koni la ke maka hefefin ta begini me tavan la formala he mga sino la fe mai fefia mo formala la ke fena la tuma foi e la tuma la mon po afala ko sisu klaisi amen. Alrighty, thank you babe for this delicious meal. Maria what? Shirt की है एक में की salsa. That's amazing. Worth the wait too.
Cheers, my love.
Oh, what? Cheers.
I have some questions, and it's not so much Christmas related, but we can obviously if you wanted to make your answers, you know. First question is, what is a language you love to listen to even if you don't speak or understand it?
First, I would say Tongan, because that's the language I do speak. Yeah, I think it's just cool to speak Tongan and stuff. Just hearing it. Second will probably be Spanish. I kind of speak Spanish. I don't like basic. Just because I think it's very useful here in San Diego. If you know Spanish, Spanish is kind of like the main language in some areas. But yeah, and then Japanese. I would really love to learn Japanese because I watch a lot of anime. I think other than that, I like Cambodian. The way it sounds, it just sounds funny to me. It's cool though. I'm not like trying to hate on the language. Like, it's a cool language. Cambodian, Vietnamese, like Southeast Asian languages. Yeah, that's me. What about you?
I'd say Korean. It's a very beautiful language. And Japanese. I obviously don't understand either of the languages, but I feel like they're probably similar. Right? And then, to be honest, I like hearing the someone language sometimes.
A lot of similarities in Tongan.
Yeah, a lot of similarities. Russian's very interesting. That'd be a cool one to like understand. Well, I took German. German is like a beautiful language too, even though it's very harsh. But yeah. Next question is ocean or mountains, and why?
Ocean. It is T3 by the sea, man. No, I still love the mountains, but like, man, nothing beats like, especially like when you're coming over a hill, and then you just see this nothing but blue ocean. If you're flying into like Hawaii or Tonga, you just see ocean and clouds. It's kind of scary too if you think about it, like the open ocean. But yeah, that's why I like the ocean.
Yeah, I'd say ocean. Mountains are beautiful, but I'm not a hiker, so I feel like that's why I choose the ocean, because it calls to me. Like Moana. Just kidding. Moana.
Enter Moana.
Do you remember the first novel you ever read? If so, what was it?
The only book that I remember like I fully read as a kid, that I'm not sure if it's a novel, but whatchamacallit, what book was it? Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief. I'm not sure if that's a novel, but like that book series was like what got me into reading, and we're trying to get back into reading. But yeah, that's all I can remember. What about you? Oh, and then Hunger Games. Hunger Games is a novel, I think, right?
It is.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't remember which one I read first. But yeah, those two, and then also Twilight.
Whenever we read Twilight, book was too big. The book was too big. I wasn't into books like that. I don't know why. Nothing. There's probably like great books. You know what I mean? I just like.
No, it was a great book.
Whenever I just saw those big books, I just like, oh, that's so daunting. I don't think I could ever.
I'd read through those books like. My mom would get mad at me because I'd read it for 5 hours straight. I'd finish one book in a week, give myself a few days, and then start the next book.
See, the first book that I actually did that on was Percy Jackson, Lightning Thief. Like I actually sat down and read it like Man, if I had that mindset going into it before, I probably would have read more books. But like, that wasn't until like junior high that I actually read a book that I actually like liked and I wanted to. Because like, growing up, you know, when you go to the library, they're like, you have to check out a book. I would just check out like Guinness World Record books, all the sports books with the NFL like stars and stuff, just the picture books. Like, but I wouldn't actually. If I did get a book, there was one time I checked out Harry Potter. I checked out Harry Potter and I didn't even read the book. And then the librarian, you know, they give you fees if you don't return the book. I was like laughing because she was like, you need to return that book because someone else wants to actually read it. And I go, oh, I'm almost done reading it, but I didn't actually read the book. And then I gave it back. But it's just because Harry Potter books were always like on the stands. You know how they put certain books on a table at the front of the library? So I was like, oh, I'm going to check it out and read it.
That was an annoying thing about checking out a big book in the library. Other kids would be having it, so you have to wait for it.
That's true, because I think the first book I actually ever bought was the Hunger Games books. And that was just so I could have my own copy, because like I actually love those books. And the Percy Jackson books.
Yeah. The Twilight was really good too. Honestly, excuse me, compliments to the chef, myself.
Compliments to the chef.
But honestly, I read the last book over again, probably 5 years after, because I bought the book, and I fell asleep one time in the middle of reading it.
Wait, which book is this?
This is the last book, the Breaking Dawn. I fell asleep while reading it, and when I woke up, I just assumed where my hand was where I left off. And then when I read the book again, like years later, I realized there was a huge chunk that I was missing, so I read it over again. And watching the Twilight movies, like years later, I never watched the Twilight movies until a year ago, right? We were still in our studio.
Well, you never watched it before then?
No, only the first movie. It was so cringy to me. I only watched the first one. Never watched any of the other ones, but I read all the books. And so the first time watching all of the movies was when we were still living in the studio apartment, and Netflix just released all of the Twilight movies. So we ended up having a marathon for a whole week, right? On our projector, watching the movies. And they really did go down the last movie, because I feel like they didn't take out anything. I could be wrong, but from what I read and from what I could remember, they actually stuck to it, because it is pretty annoying when you read a book
like Percy Jackson,
and they change up everything, like the characters and all of that stuff, and it's frustrating, but they did really good.
While we're on that topic, what are the worst live action movies that you have watched that weren't the same as like the book, or like something like a cartoon or something similar to it?
The first thing that came to mind was Avatar: The Last Airbender.
I know, that's why I brought it up.
Avatar: The Last Airbender, like, come on now.
It's weird how they like the pronunciation of the main character. When in the books, in the cartoon, they pronounce it Aang.
But yeah, we love Avatar: The Last Airbender. And I love Korra, The Legend of Korra. Really good. Really good. We can talk about that another time. Let's see. If you could have a fictional superhero for a best friend, who would it be? I can be your hero, baby.
Insert song. I'm trying to think. I'm gonna say Po from Kung Fu Panda. Because he has good appetite and he can fight.
You know you'd be eating all the time. What is something you have accomplished as an adult that your younger self would be proud of?
I would say, one. Sorry, I'm gonna list some stuff out. Going on a mission, coming back, getting married to my beautiful wife, and then living here in San Diego. I never thought I'd be here in San Diego at all. So like the fact that I'm out of Utah, like, man, growing up, like I never thought I'd leave Utah. Like I loved Utah. I was such a homebody. Like there was one time my family and I we went on a trip to LA, and then I was tired, so I told my parents like I'm gonna catch and we fly standby, so I catch the flight back to Utah like earlier. They all came back like a day or a couple days later, and I flew back early because I was like I'm tired of being out here. So yeah. What else? Oh, and then just graduating and becoming an engineer. Like I always wanted to be an engineer. Actually, growing up in elementary, they did like these career placement tests, and like when I saw my scores, it was nothing related to engineering, and I was like, dang man, I can't become an engineer because of this test. But like honestly, those tests don't determine nothing.
It's
like
trash.
if you ever have to take a career test like that early on, don't pay attention to that. Whatever you're dreaming about wanting to do, chase those dreams. So yeah.
No.
What about you?
For me, mine is sort of similar. One, I was living out here in San Diego. When I was 12, we came out here for my sister's volleyball game. She was going to BYU Hawaii and she was playing volleyball. They had a game over here against SDSU. And at that time, I already established how much I didn't like California. And so I just didn't like it at all. And it was our first time. I was 12 years old and we came here for the game, and I like instantly fell in love with San Diego, and I was like, man, I can see myself living here. And so I think my 12-year-old self would be screaming right now. Also,
like happiness screaming?
yes, like happy that and surprised that we actually made it out here, because I was like Bruce too. I lived most of my life in Utah and that's all I knew. But going out on the mission and seeing the world, it's like there's so much more. So yeah. And then also like being married and having a baby, you know, and then also being in school. So just having my own little family.
Yeah, I'm proud of that too.
So yeah, this guy's handsome. I'm so lucky. Yep. What do you love most about our home?
It's our own space. Our own space. I love coming to my own home. It's just like relaxing.
Like it is small,
It's small but
it's our own
manageable. Kind of reminds me of growing up too, because like my family kind of went through the same process. Like we lived with my grandparents and we lived in a small apartment. So like just slowly upgrading as we go. You know, that's how life is usually. Gotta start somewhere, but it's doable.
Yeah. That's what I love about our home, is that it's our place that we call our own, and this is where we create our own home. So yeah. What's your love language?
What are the love languages? I forgot.
Words of affirmation. Acts of service. Physical touch. Gifts. And quality time.
Definitely quality time. Acts of service.
Those two are your top two.
Yeah.
when we first started dating, I had Bruce take 2 tests. He was so reserved. I didn't really know how to get to him. So I had him take the 6 personality test and the love language test. So I knew where to start. I mean, I was already an open book. He already understood me from like the get. But yeah, so those were his 2 top love languages, was quality time and acts of service. But for the quality time, there's different like subsections. So his main area was quality conversation, right? And then for me,
words of affirmation.
yes, words of affirmation.
See, I remembered it, but I forgot the other ones.
Acts of service. So yeah, which I feel like he definitely knows how to love me in those ways. So he does give me words of encouragement, you know, words of love, and then of course shows me that he loves me. Okay, this question is more for me. If you were to perform a duet with a famous musician, who would it be and why?
I would want to do a duet. I may not be able to sing that well, but
Oh, sorry, then who would you want to?
well, you go first. You go first.
No, you go.
No, I don't. I'm thinking right now, but you act like you said that question was only for you. I don't want to be a duet. I can do it. I can do it. Just do it.
Who would it be?
Are you gonna finish that?
What?
You taco?
I'm full. This was very, very filling.
No, it was.
Because of
But I didn't want to eat another one because I know I wouldn't finish another one.
It's because of the gordita. It's very, very filling.
Filling. That's the right word.
Yeah. It's kind of like eating bread, you know, or rice. Eating rice. Pro tip, if you go to Korean barbecue, don't eat that much rice, or else you're gonna get full fast. Anyways.
Another pro tip if you go to barbecue. Put your marinated meats on last. If you do like a brisket that's not marinated, use the dips that they have in front. And then while you're eating that, throw your marinated meats on. Because if you do it the opposite way, you're gonna burn the grill. And then by the time you put on the other meat, it's gonna contaminate the stuff that's not marinated. So I learned it from my Korean friend that took me to Korean barbecue one time.
Okay, so for me, the singer that I would choose if it was a Korean, I'd probably want to sing with Hoodie. She has a really nice voice. I like her singing. Or there's an actress that I love watching, and she has a really good voice too, but I'm really bad with Korean names, so here's her face. She was in my top #1 Korean drama, which is called Goblin. It's really good. And then if it was an American singer, I would probably want to sing with, man, there's a lot of singers that I like. I didn't really idolize, but I was like, wow, you're amazing. And then all of a sudden they weren't amazing. So I would say, the singers that I think are amazing are very overpowering, so I probably wouldn't even be able to keep up. So I'm gonna say Selena Gomez. Yeah. Only Murders in the Building is a really good show. But yeah, what about you? Elvis. Wow, I didn't know we were gonna go
old school.
Okay.
Elvis.
Well, if that's the case, no, never mind. I was about to say Whitney Houston, but yeah, she'd overpower me too.
Who else? Bob Marley. Lucky Dube. Yep. Lucky Dube.
Isn't it Dubé?
Doobie, doobie, doobah.
Doobie doo what doo wah. Okay. If we could live in another country for a year, where would we go?
Switzerland.
Switzerland. That's expensive, my love. For a whole year, I'd say either Tonga, New Zealand, or Japan.
Been there, done that. No, just joking.
For New Zealand, yeah. For Tonga, been there, done that. Japan would be nice.
Japan would be nice.
Okay.
Ooh, maybe like Argentina.
Argentina, oh wow.
South Africa.
What do you love most about our relationship?
I would say. Hold on, sorry. That we bond over food. Food. We joke a lot. We cry a lot. We have a lot of similarities, but we also have a lot of differences. Very supportive of each other. We're not perfect, but we try to be. Do our best at supporting each other and also pushing each other to our goals. I know for sure, one thing's for sure. The reason I married my wife too is because she's very caring of me. And especially like the number one thing that made me like focus in on my wife when we were dating was the fact like she was the only one that like reached out and said happy birthday to me on my birthday, apart from my family. And we weren't even dating at that point. So yeah, I always remember that. It's those little things like that that like stand out to me. Like I don't care. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but the ones that are like the real ones, they'll care for things that you may look at as being little or small. And that's what my wife does perfect at. So yeah, find you guys a good woman to take care of you, and one that you can also take care of as well.
Oh, I see. My eyes have been opened. I'm just kidding. I mean, yes, they have. For me, it's the fact that, like what my husband was saying, that it's not so much that he just wants to leave me and I fall behind, but he supports me and also recognizes like my potential, even though sometimes I don't see it myself. And so it's one of those things that I'm grateful for him for, like reaching out to me so that I can be able to walk beside him instead of behind him, and he does build my confidence in everything that I do and say. There's little things that I didn't notice before that he kind of is like, why do you say that? You know, it's like the smallest things of like saying like, oh, I feel crazy or I'm so, you know, stupid, but he's like,
Positive
he's always like, yeah. Even those things I didn't even notice like made a difference if I just changed, you know, my thoughts a little bit, thanks to my husband. And also just how much he loves me. So I'm just grateful that, you know, we're still learning. We've only been married for 3 years. We were dating 2 years before that. And so it's just fun to just continue to date each other and to continue to learn about each other. There's even things that he just barely opened up to me about, like even the smallest things. And so it's like something that, you know, I'm grateful for, because then it makes me aware of like, you know, his feelings and just other things. So it's like what I said in previous, that when we first started dating, he was very reserved. So it was hard for me to like even get to him half the time. But, you know, I'm grateful for him opening up. And he still is, you know, and I'm still working on things too, so we can, but honestly, the way how far we've come with communicating, it's a lot better than when we first started.
Oh yeah, for sure.
When we first got married, that was a different story, but I mean, we still got a lot to learn. But
I will say this, the reason why though I feel like a lot of men are closed off, especially like athletes, that are like male athletes, is because like a lot of times we like go through tough things in sports. And I know like it's the same thing with females too in athletics, but especially men, we go through tough things in sports and we're like conditioned not to not open up our feelings, but like to like push through difficult challenges. Like complaining is not gonna get you through this. Just push through it like mentally. You know what I mean? So like that's why we close off like, oh man, I'm feeling tired, or I'm like, you know what I mean? Because like we're conditioned to, and we not. I'm not saying I'm blaming it on that, but like it could be a reason for like a lot of the times when I don't open about certain feelings and things like that, which I feel like I'm better at now. But like, yeah, it's just one of those things. But I'm not. It's not specifically just sports and stuff. There's other reasons too, like other factors.
Yeah.
A lot of men I understand are like talking more about like the mental health and stuff, because like that was a big reason for suicide rates amongst men, was like just not talking about issues, especially like football related suicides. There's a lot. So
yeah, opening up is a hard thing to do, but it's very relieving when you have someone to share your thoughts with,
and healing
feelings, you know. So yeah. What small joys bring light to your day? What small joys bring light to your day?
Seeing my wife smile and my daughter smile now. Like I always say, like happy wife, happy life. Like for me, that's a real saying. I like saying that because like if I see my family happy, I'm always happy, and I think I get that from my dad because like my dad's always happy just to see that his family's succeeding and doing good. So yeah, that's like my greatest joy, my motivation too. But man, nothing's funnier than my daughter waking us up in the morning and like yelling at us to wake up, also just smiling at the same time when she does. Like she does it on purpose, so like we know we're like, she knows we're annoyed that she's like our alarm clock. So she'll stand there, and then right when she starts sees movement, she'll start like yelling, and then like once she knows she gets our attention, she just starts laughing because she's like, "Yep, wake up."
Yeah, I'd say our daughter. She's quite the ray of sunshine. I mean, sometimes she actually wakes us up before the sun even wakes us up. But honestly, just seeing her, you know, discover things and be adventurous and, you know, explore, like when she lights up for like the smallest things, like she's like, wow, what a new view, or wow, what a new, you know, object or something or whatever. It's like the cutest thing to see her be like, you know, feel accomplished from like what she's discovering, which I'm really excited to see her grow more and see more of what she will be able to accomplish and explore and discover. And then also just seeing her relationship with her dad and just being around my husband. Honestly, when we were dating, a lot of people noticed it, that he was my happy place. So every time he was in town, like I would smile a lot, you know, I was always happy and giddy and whatever. So
I see the same thing with Matila when she sees both of us.
Yeah.
But especially you, like I know she smiles when I come in too, but like, dang, she got a cheesy smile when she sees her mom. Like all the weird quirks that my wife get like made fun of, like do your hair and stuff, like in the morning. My daughter loves seeing my wife's crazy hair like in the morning.
Yeah,
like she laughs at it.
That's another thing that has brought me joy, is like just seeing how, like the way she looks at me when I have crazy hair, because I'm not the type who would fix my hair. I mean, I just barely rediscovered fixing my hair just recently, but before that, all the years of like going into work and everyone making fun of my hair, like even one bald dude at my first job coming home from the mission was like, do you even own a brush? Do you even own a gel? And I was like, do you even have hair? So that's like, you know, it's just one of those things that I really didn't care about. And then I feel like it was a blessing just seeing that someone, my daughter, would smile at my crazy hair and just look at it like it's the most amazing hairstyle ever. So
It's like funny the astonishment and everything.
Of how high the bun is and how crazy it is. But yeah.
She's like looking at it like, why is there a ball on your head?
But yeah. I think we are good for now, yeah. But yeah, we're just gonna end it right here.
Thank you guys for joining.
Yeah. Last week we didn't get to do Taco Tuesday because we had the missionaries over, and I wish that we had them share a message with you guys. Just kidding. But yeah, go ahead, Ted.
Yeah, well, but thank you guys for tuning into our channel. Thank you for all the love and support. If you like the content, like, subscribe, turn on that notification bell for more of T3 by the Sea. But yeah, ofato to you guys, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye. Another week, another day, another dollar. That's what I was trying to say. Anyways.